Welcome back to Movies TV Mad. Of course, you can follow me on Twitter at Movies TV Mad. And welcome to this live chat. And let's see how many of you we can get in to the chat today. We are talking the Batman. We are talking the multiverse strategy. We're talking about the DCEU. I think the DCEU redefined CBMs from Man of Steel and BVS and the Snyder Cut. Alex S. Hello, Alex. You're the lad who's seen the Batman. Cool. But yeah, I believe, right, that DC redefined live action comic book movies since Superman the movie. The redefining of these movies, Superman 2, films like Batman 89, The Joker, now the Batman. Hello, Alex. Yeah. So when you look at Marvel, they're not redefining anything. They with the first Avengers, they hit on something that worked. A few gags, a few smiles, some good action, a little character moment here or there. Let's keep on doing this, Fake said. It's working, right? Let's just hope nobody all notices how every film is pretty much the same as the other. But DC from 1978 were breaking ground. Smallville broke ground in 2001. Smallville was a groundbreaking concept that worked. You look at Marvel, you look at Disney, they're not interested in breaking any ground. They're just interested in making money. WB make art, Disney make money. That's the way it works. I'll take the art personally, not that I don't like the MCU. And so with Matt Reeves, the Batman, we see a new redefinition of the comic book movie. Who can seriously go into an ordinary MCU movie after seeing the Batman? Who is going to be able to make another Batman movie after what Matt Reeves has achieved here? As I said earlier today in one of my videos, Matt Reeves is a deep thinker. He's been thinking about doing a Batman movie and how he would do it for many, many years. And he's done it. He went there. I can't believe he went there. I can't believe he did what he did, but he did it. He showed a lot of guts because it can be easily something where people say, wow, but it's a very clever film as well in a lot of ways because it's not stringently, it is a dark, gritty take, but it's not stringently that way. So it's a clever film in that element as well, but it definitely is going to change everything. And we talk about these cameos in these DCEU projects for Michael Keaton's Batman. Well, this Batman blows everything that's gone before it out of the water. Ronnie Dodge, hey Mick, Dylan has shaved his beard off. Looks like he's filming his stuff soon. Ooh, yes, and he turned down that other project, didn't he? It's definitely him. Dylan is Robin, Dick Grayson in the Batgirl movie. So many things to discuss. So many exciting things to happen, like Dylan O'Brien, isn't it? Right? Yeah, that's his name. And yeah, what's going on over at the DCEU is as exciting as what's going on with the Batman. The Batman's first. To have such a compelling DC movie out very shortly is amazing to me. It never used to happen in the old days. We used to have to wait till July or August. We've got so much coming to us this year. It's exciting because DC is redefining how they do things. But putting Man of Steel out there and BVS and the Snyder Cut and all the other DCEU films, for me, wasn't a mistake. As I say, it's a redefining on how you make comic book movies. Do you have an auteur? Do you get any old director? Hisham Kessie, did you see the Batman in Imax? No. I think that's an easy question to answer. No, I didn't. But I will be seeing the Batman in IMAX. But yeah, so what you see, there's so many DC movies. As I said, Superman the movie, Superman 2, Batman 89, Batman Returns 92, Batman Begins, one of my favorite Batman films ever. The Dark Knight Rises, Batman versus Superman, Ben Affleck's entrance into the foray as Bruce Wayne and Batman. Another groundbreaking version of doing things, as far as I'm concerned. The Joker movie, a groundbreaking movie, a very different version to the Joker we know and love. Ronnie Dodge, I just hope WB announce him before we see set pics of him. Yes, it's interesting. I think WB allows some of these leaks to come out purposely. I think if they don't mind people knowing, you don't find anything out they don't want you to know. Don't worry about that. They're very clever. It's free marketing to them. So some things are very secretive, like all the cameos, the other cameos we're going to get in the Flash movie that nobody knows about. But like Supergirl and seeing her in her costume, even though they were telling people not to do it, they were fucking loving it. Free publicity. Whether people like the look or didn't like the look, that doesn't matter. You know, no publicity is bad publicity, right? So, yeah, they know exactly what they're doing. Don't you worry about that. They announced Dylan. I mean, look, announcing Dylan is huge. To have a live-action Dick Grayson in the DCEU, Ronnie, is huge. It's about fucking time, too. Killing off Dick Grayson off screen? Nah, no thank you very much. I love you, Zach, but I don't agree with that decision. And that is my opinion. I have spoken. And so when you look at the long list of DC films from 1978, I just feel, yeah, there's not a franchise there. But individually, they're better films because the MCU isn't interested in making great movies. I mean, they tried to make something individual with Eternals, but it's half-assed. Alex S., were you able to solve the Riddler's riddles in the Batman? Try as hard as I might. No, I couldn't solve them. I think they're pretty complex riddles. Although other people may be shouting and saying, "You thicko, it's easy." Alex, did you solve the riddles? I mean, considering the riddles were set up by a very intelligent man, not the Riddler, of course, but Matt Reeves, that doesn't surprise me. I think that's why the Riddler is such a great character. You can make the riddles so interesting as they were in this movie. I think whoever invented the Riddler is a genius themselves, because I think having someone who can have, you know, can kind of tie you up in knots intellectually is brilliant. Alex X, it was hard. I sold one or two, but that's it. Yeah, you're a cleverer man than me, Alex, because, yeah, I didn't have a clue. But in a way, it's good. It's good that we can't solve them. It gives Batman this intelligent villain. He's just not a killer. He's smart. Ronnie Dodge, I love we're getting Dick Grayson in the DCEU and Dylan is playing him. Dylan playing him is perfect. Casting can be funny, but also be very emotional in scenes. Yeah, I've never seen him before, to be honest with you, but it'll be interesting what he does. I'm just glad they've cast the Dick Grayson. This is nuts. They're creating a Bat universe over at the DCEU as well, and they're using Batgirl to do it. So you've got this older Michael Keaton Batman now, which I think's, you know, they had to think about it, didn't they? What are we going to do without Ben Affleck? We need a Batman. Oh, Michael Keaton. I wonder if he'll be interested. He is interested, hugely interested. So for the next few years, they can use him. He's not getting any younger, but use him for now. And eventually, we will get a new Batman in the DCEU. Hisham Cassie, Batman Begins is truly a masterpiece. Yes, I agree. I really don't know how any upcoming Batman film will be able to top it. Batman Begins is pure art, whereas The Dark Knight is more of a comic book movie. The Dark Knight's a difficult one for me. It really is. I don't have anything against The Dark Knight. I think it's an excellent movie. But if you want to see a movie where Christian Bale is playing Bruce Wayne and the complexities of Bruce Wayne, I think it's a beautiful masterpiece. I think Christian should have got at least an Oscar nomination for that. I thought he was sensational. I think Batman Begins is the best version of Bruce Wayne and Batman he's played. But I do like the other films for sure. I do think that the Batman is a weird thing. It's a weird thing, the Batman, because even though it's not year one, you know what I mean? I still see kind of both Nolan and Reeves were trying to grapple onto a kind of a similar time period, but they've both executed it so differently, which is good because you don't want someone repeating what the last person did. Otherwise, why do Batman movies? But, I think that Matt sees this character through the lenses of the comic book. Then he jumps off of that and does his own thing as well, which I think is important. But I don't think anyone's done anything so accurate in the comic books before in terms of the character and, the Rogues Gallery as well. It seems to me that the Rogues Gallery are seen as kind of characters in a Godfather movie. And I like that. I think that's interesting, an interesting take. Of course, it's been confirmed that we are going to get an Oswald Cobblepot prequel for HBO Max, which will tell the story of how Oz becomes who he becomes. So I'm very excited about that. We are getting a Batman extended universe at DC Live Action. That's brilliant. The worlds of DC, universes within a universe. So that was Walter Hamada's plan from the very beginning. So kudos to him for that. But I love Batman Begins. Batman Begins is brilliant. And you know what? Batman Begins I remember Batman Begins. I mean, I wasn't really interested in another Batman film after I saw Batman and Robin. And it didn't have much hype. And many people felt the same as me. It wasn't, and I think that's why the box office wasn't huge. But Batman Begins, once you see it, it's an amazing film. Alex S., when do you think the GCPD show is releasing? Alex S., this is a very good question, and I'm glad you asked me that, because I think this is an interesting one. Someone spoke about this from the studio or from the production of the Batman and said, it's coming, it's developing, but nothing's certain for now. I think they don't want to talk about these things until, the opening weekend box office comes out and the critics start responding. They want to jump on that buzz before they make any official announcements. But it's coming. I know they Matt removed the showrunner because of creative differences. It happens, you see, even someone like Matt Reeves can disagree with people and having to move them on. But yeah, I'm interested in these spin-offs. Matt tells us there's many more spin-offs to come. Hashlish me. I like riddles everywhere. Soundtrack like we are running out of time while solving the riddles. Pierre. Ahmed Hikay. Hey, Movies TV Mad. Hey, Ahmed, how are you? I just thought I had my cup of tea. I thought it's time to do a live video. I've done a couple of pre-recorded videos today. So I thought, why not? Hardeep Singh, hey man, how are you? Good to be back on your channel. Thank you, Hardeep. I'm very well, and I hope you're doing very well as well. I'm always well when there's an upcoming DC movie with positivity and good hype. We haven't really had something like that for a while. So since, the Joker had so much negativity in its marketing, didn't it? Great. What a movie. So I think people compare DC and Marvel live action a lot. I think they're uncomparable. I think DC has an amazing history in movies and television shows, a much better history, than Marvel. I'm not talking about box office and franchise. I'm talking about individual projects. They will never make a better show than Smallville. They won't. Ahmed Hikal, I'm great, happy you are as well. Thank you, Ahmed Hakim. Let's Flash talk. Right, Ahmed. Throw some Flash stuff at me and I will respond and answer. Yes, The Flash is a huge, monumental project that literally is going to change everything about the DCEU. From the moment I've heard that, I've been fascinated, intrigued, attempted to find out as much as possible. I've been given a lot of information, some of it probably false, some of it accurate. It's difficult with this film to separate fact from fiction, but I think I'm doing a good job with it. It's very interesting, and I think Black Flash will be one of the villains in this movie for sure. And as I say, Black Flash is probably more interesting to me than Reverse Flash, probably because we've seen him done in Arrowverse, and I think it would be refreshing to see. I would love to not just see Black Flash and Reverse Flash, but I'd also love to see Captain Cold, and because the Flash has got an excellent rogues gallery just like Batman. And I'd like to see that in a live action movie as well. But that's the future, and I'm excited for that future. Maybe The Flash will get some spin-offs on HBO Max. Apparently, each movie is getting a spin-off. That's very exciting. I think it's important, but as long as you're not doing it going through the motions. Make projects like Peacemaker that work for the audience it's intended for. Because a lot of people did like the Suicide Squad movie, despite its box office. It was popular. It did do well on HBO Max. And I think that Peacemaker is very successful, and that audience really enjoyed it. And that's great. Not everything has to be the most successful thing ever. Hardeep Singh, Matt Reeves talk about Unseen Arkham Prisoner. Now you can also talk about that. You've already seen the movie. Well, I can't really talk about that prisoner. No, I can't talk about that prisoner. I mean, what do you want me to say about, that prisoner? I'm certainly not going to divulge said prisoner's identity. As I keep on saying, it's important you see the film for yourselves. I don't know why anyone would want to know spoilers from this movie. I don't get it. You're going to ruin it for yourselves. I promise you, you will ruin it for yourselves. You need things to play out as surprises, shocks, and twists. If you're spoiled, you won't enjoy the movie, and the movie will seem underwhelming for you. You will blame Matt for this, for feeling this way, but actually it's your own fault for finding out stuff before you saw the movie. I'm surprised Matt Reeves mentioned that from Kogan, a character that Coogan's playing, or however you pronounce his name. But obviously, he's being a bit of a tease. By the way, if any phone goes off, we're going to ignore it, I've decided. Okay, you said Superman is the hardest movie to make. I didn't say that, actually. I don't think Superman is the hardest movie to make, by the way. I think if you have an imagination, it's other writers who say, comic book writers say, that Superman is the hardest character to write for. I think if you have an imagination, Superman is quite easy to write for. And if you understand the character, because many don't understand him, which to me says a lot about those people rather than a lot about Superman to make. But how do you compare it with the Flash movie, having most of the scenes is speedy and has a lot of special effects? Well, listen, special effects are second nature these days. They've got people who can do special effects. No one has any excuses for not doing good special effects, and most of them are set up on the computer as well now. They get them standing on the green screen. It's, I think special effects is the most straightforward thing they do these days. But it's the storytelling and the performances that you must get right, or the film's not going to work. Hardeep Singh, I'm also surprised. First, I thought this is fake news. No, he actually said it. I think there's a reason why he said it. I'm not going to say the reason, but I'm still surprised. Matt knows exactly what he's doing, though. Ronnie Dodger, I wonder if The Flash will open up with him being a known hero. I think he's a known hero from what I've seen from the prequel comics, Ronnie. From what they've marketed about the prequel comics, he will definitely be known as one of the heroes who destroyed or defeated Steppenwolf. Definitely. So he will be known. Whether people know he's Barry Allen, that's another point. Hisham Kashi, Cillian Murphy was really good in Batman Begins. He was. The scene where Scarecrow sets Batman on fire was shocking. I remember feeling uneasy when I saw it in theatres back in 2005. Yeah. Great cast. Obviously, Chris works with the same people all the time, which is okay. But yeah, that's a great scene. I love the film. I think the film is a sensational film. I remember sitting in the cinema with my ice blast and my popcorn. I really enjoyed that movie. Pre the MCU, the good old days. Nashling, me. I hope Cillian Murphy's Scarecrow to make an appearance on upcoming sequels because I love his version of Dr. Crane. Your thoughts? Highly unlikely we'll see him, but anything's possible now, especially with this multiverse strategy. Yeah, I love his version of Scarecrow. I thought it was a great version of Dr. Crane as well. Very, very chillingly calm and composed. Yeah, I really liked him. Ronnie Dodge, I'm interested. How long is the time jump between the ending of The Flash and Batgirl? Yeah, this will be interesting. So how much time elapses from The Flash and Batgirl? I think Batgirl will be around Christmas of this year. It won't be pre The Flash, but yeah, I think it will jump straight off of that, or maybe it'll jump 2 or 3 months, maybe a 2 or 3 month time jump with this new reality, this brave new world that we're heading into with the DCEU. So yeah, that will be interesting. We don't know when when Batgirl's being released, by the way. It may not be this year. Hisham Cassie, seriously, Fox should go back to making Marvel movies. They made much better movies back then, lol. Well, it's because they've got certain type of movie makers to do them. Listen, I think X-Men and X-Men 2 are two of the best. Sony with Spider-Man 1 and 2 by Sam Raimi. And a lot of people like The Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 as well. John, do you think Ezra can carry the Flash movie by himself? Well, of course he can, but he's not going to be by himself. He's not, yeah, and I mean, if that's what you're thinking, that, you know, is that why there's so many people in the film? No, this is a multiversal movie. That's why all those people are in it. That's why Michael Keaton's in it. But yes, Ezra Miller can carry a movie on his own. Of course he can. And if that was the case, but, you know, he is the central character. I did a video about, you know, the comic that's going to be going with the movie. And already we're seeing that he has problems at work as a CSI. They're trying to show his struggle as a person. Ezra will pull this off. There's no question about that. And he's got the best director to do it. This is going to be a great movie. And I have no issues with the upcoming Flash movie. All I've got is excitement. Be like me asking, can Tom Holland, you know, grab, you know, a Spider-Man movie? I think Tom struggled in the first two movies to carry those two movies, by the way. And that's not a popular thing to say. Hardeep Singh, any theory about the Flash movie? Well, hang on. Hardeep Singh, any theory about Flash movie? A kid is cast as young Barry. We might see origin of Flash also, I think we will, because people also have problems with Flash's first movie being a Flashpoint movie, not an origin movie. Well, here's the thing. I think it's going to cover both things. We will see the character's origin, a bit like the Batman. That's not an origin movie. You're all getting excited about the Batman, but that's not actually an origin movie from Martha, you know, and Thomas Wayne's death. But it connects to that. It's the heartbeat of what makes Batman tick in that movie. So we'll see the Flash's origins, and then we'll get on with the story, and that's fine. Ronnie Dodge, also the Flash explains that the gods are alive in Shazam! Fury of the Gods. By the looks of it, also explains Diana's appearance. Yes, very exciting. Definitely. Ahmed Hickel, with a lot riding on the Flash movie, don't you think that Warner Brothers should have given the movie to a director who has so many movies in his history and has the expertise? Because Andy, well, they gave the Justice League reshoots to Joss Whedon, who had made the successful first Avengers and Avengers 2, Age of Ultron. Didn't help them. Andy Muschietti is trusted by Walter Hamada because they've worked before. He can carry out what Walter wants, but he can also do his own thing. He's a formidable director and the right person for this job. You can bring in Steven Spielberg and it can be a flop. We've seen it these days. Names don't make movies anymore. They did when I was young, 20, 30 years ago, but now it's not about it. It's about the new kids on the block. It's about the movie. The characters are the stars now, not the actors. There's no superstars anymore, and there's no superstar directors now. So I absolutely think that this guy is the right person to do it, and he showed us that with the way he's represented himself since the movie started production. So even though he hasn't got a long list of movies and experience, he's a really good director. His It movies are awesome. He's going to give us something special here. Of course, if the movie fails, you'll be able to say, you see, I told you it was because of the director. The studio decided to go down this direction, but I think he's done a great job. I really believe that. Ahmed Hickel, not AOT, and all of them are horror. Well, Dick Donner did The Omen before Superman the movie. Hishman Cassie, have you seen the documentary The Death of Superman Lives? What happened? It's about Tim Burton's cancelled Superman movie. It's really good. Yes. John Schnepp who is tragically dearly departed. He used to be part of Collider movies and all of that. Did a wonderful documentary. And, you know, from that documentary, we can see that all the test stuff we saw, you know, they were going to do something really special with that movie. And I'm sad we'll never see it. But I am hoping that Nick Cage appears in the Flash movie as his Superman. But he's a bit too big for that, probably. But who knows? Anything's possible. Ronnie Dodge, to be fair, Andy can handle a large cast in a movie. Manari Mao, you think there'll be a Dr. Fate solo movie after Black Adam? I believe after either a solo movie or something on HBO Max, he's going to be very, very popular, appears in that role for sure. Ronnie Dodge, if you had to choose a cameo in Peacemaker Season 2, who would you have? I would love Ratcatcher as he tried to kill her. Yeah. Or the biggest would be Rick Flag, even though he's supposed to be dead. That'd be a great cameo, wouldn't it? But there's lots of cameos you can do. Manari Mao, must react to a fan-made trailer of Christian Bale's Batman and Brandon Routh's Superman. It really shows what a huge missed opportunity is. Yeah, I've seen it. It's brilliant. I may react to that in the future. But yeah, I mean, Nolan just didn't want crossovers, and that's a shame. He was the only one running a DC franchise at the time. And, you know, this is the problem sometimes with auteurs. That's what I like about the Matt Reeves situation. We've grabbed this auteur, here's your own world, leave our central universe alone. We need to have crossovers. And, you know, we want to create something. We're not going to allow you to stop us, but we want you. You're a genius. Here's your Earth. John, when do you think Batgirl will be released? I think they will change their minds and release it in 2023 and release it in theatres. That's my opinion. Balconator, if WB let directors do their thing just like Matt Reeves combined with the good marketing strategy, that's going to be a huge upgrade for the franchise. Yeah, well, listen, sometimes directors are brought in to kind of follow a path, and that's okay. It happens with the MCU all the time, and nobody complains. But yes, it's important that the auteurs and the ones with an idea are able to execute their ideas. So I agree with that. Hardip Singh, in the Peacemaker finale, Superman also appeared. I think after the Flash movie, we might see Superman movie, also Sasha Calais Supergirl movie. I think Henry Cavill will reprise his role. I'm pretty confident that Henry Cavill will return. Obviously, in the past few years since 2018, the negotiations have been hard because Henry really wants a sequel to Man of Steel, and this is what's been causing the divide between he and the studio. But they know they need him. They can't bin him, and they understand that. Ronnie Dodge, I think the members of the Justice League we saw in the Peacemaker finale survived Flash movie. That's an interesting thing to say, isn't it? Yeah, it makes sense. Wonder Woman, The Flash, Aquaman, and Superman. And they'll add newer members when we go back to Earth 1 after Flashpoint. I agree there, Ronnie. Ahmed Hickow, how much can Andy change from the Flashpoint storyline on the big screen? Well, the things he's going to change is having an OG Batman there instead of Thomas Wayne's Batman. Things like that. Probably the kind of Atlantean, Themyscirian war, that won't be there because they don't want Gal and Jason probably doing the things that's in that graphic novel. That's a shame, but they're going their own direction. Things like that may change. This is not a straight adaptation of Flashpoint. The only thing they're taking is the idea of doing Flashpoint and changing and basically rebooting the universe. That's what they're really changing. So you can't really gauge the Flashpoint movie or the Flashpoint story in the comics to the movie, which is exciting as well. Manhi Mayo, it would be awesome if Michael Keaton, Christian Bale, and Ben Affleck had a scene together in The Flash. Yes, that would be awesome. But Ben has said that he and Michael Keaton didn't share a scene together. Of course, he could be lying. He said he never saw him. So we'll have to wait, but that would be awesome. Hashlin Me, what do you think of Court of Owls on the second movie and Mr. Freeze for the third one in order to make the most emotional story for the finale of the trilogy? I think Reeves is very interested in Freeze, Mr. Freeze, and the Court of Owls. So I think that will happen for sure. Hisham Kashi, the Court of Owls may prequel on HBO Max first, though. Look out for that. Hisham Kissy, have you seen The Dark Knight Returns Part 1 and 2? I have. The animated movies I have. I love them. Who would you cast in a live-action Dark Knight Returns movie? You know what? That's interesting, because how old would he be? I mean, you could go like someone like Tom Hanks would be an interesting kind of Dark Knight, or Bruce Wayne, an older Bruce Wayne. I think he would be interesting. I mean, obviously Clint Eastwood now is too old, but he would have been interesting as well. There's quite a few out there, older actors. Kevin Costner, I think, would be very interesting as well. Manny Mo, do you think the upcoming Wonder Woman game will be just as great as the Batman Arkham games? No. I don't think they'll be that good. I hope they are, but I just think the reason the Batman games are so good, because it's Batman. There's so many things you can do with him. I think it's difficult with Superman and Wonder Woman a bit. That's how I feel about that. Ronnie Dodge, for Dylan's solo Nightwing movie, how about him versus Joe's Deathstroke or Court of Owls? Yes, please. Yes, please. Ahmad Hikal, when I saw the reactions of the Flash teaser, everyone was focused and happy about Michael Keaton Batman. It took spotlight from the main character, the Flash. Let me explain something to you. If you put Michael Keaton's Batman in this room now, are you going to be taking notice of the central character of this video? No. So, of course, he took attention. But the film will focus on Barry Allen. That's the thing. Manuel Mayo, which superheroes you think should get a game next? I think it should be Flash and Green Lantern. Look, I'm a Superman stan, and Superman is well overdue. But I would like to see all DC characters get games because they're so popular. Why not? It's about time. I don't know why WB don't get on this. Hopefully, Discovery will see the potential. Zaslav really seems like someone who wants to make money. And gaming is huge. Gaming is huger than movies. They make more money. Games make more money than films. So you've got to get on that. So I think we're in a pretty good state at DC right now. Ahmed Hikal, who is your favourite Flash, Barry or Wally? Well, Barry. I like Barry. I like Wally West. I don't have an issue with Wally West, but I like Barry Allen. Ronnie Dodge, I love Barry's new suit so much. The fact that it glows with veins and he finally has the gold boots. Yeah, very iconic. It's a greatly designed suit. I heard that Jim Lee designed that suit. Hardip Singh, Christina Hudson wrote the Flash script. She wrote Birds of Prey screenplay. Also, give your opinion about her. I personally like Birds of Prey. Birds of Prey on its own is a good film. Unfortunately, it's the anti-male agenda in the movie that's the problem for me. It's not the best movie ever. It's not the worst. It's a very middling movie for me, Hardip. So the jury's out on Christina Hodson, who wrote Batgirl and who wrote The Flash as well. So that's my only concern about the Flash movie. Is she capable of doing this? I heard Ben Affleck rewrote his scenes in The Flash. That tells you something. So that's a worry. She's the only worry I have about the movie, not the director. But we'll have to wait and see. I don't think she's the best writer in the world, that's for sure. I don't know why Hamada is so obsessed with her, but she may have done a better job with the Flash movie. Maybe Hamada kept a closer rein on her this time. It's interesting that Kathy Yan has been jettisoned as a DC director, but, you know, Christina keeps her job. That's interesting for me. Also, if you look on social media, there's not much interactions between Margot Robbie and Kathy Yan. That's the director's name, I think. And that's interesting as well because, you know, Yan was brought in as this formidable director, but I think she was only brought in because of her background. And I think it was optics and representation and inclusion, not getting the best director for the job. Ronnie Dodge, I mean, Michael Keaton loved the script, so it will be interesting. Yeah, I mean, Ronnie, I can't sit here and say that that Christina, I like Christina, actually. Christina has great passion. If you ever speak to Christina, she is so passionate about this stuff. She's a big fan and she understands it. When I see her being interviewed, I think she's lovely, but she hasn't proven herself yet. And if she pulls it off with Batgirl and Flash, I will give her all the kudos because I love the girl's personality. Balconator, what tone will the Flash use? Goofy 2017, JT tone, or the darker Zack Snyder tone? I think it will be a little of both, Balconator. I don't think it will be one or the other, which will upset the one or other generation because everyone kind of goes here or there. But yeah, I think there'll be a kind of variety of tones in the movie, especially at the beginning. It may be a little bit more humor, and then we get to the darker element of the movie. Ahmed Hikal, got to be honest, having a flash suit, if that has lights on his arse, I win. I mean, in the teaser where he's outside his home, I didn't see any lights on his backside, but then, Ahmed, I wasn't looking. Hardeep Singh, is it me or the Flash suit is very similar to New 52 Flash run, also in Justice game? Yes, Hardeep, they do. There are a lot of New 52 kind of inspirations in the DCEU. They really like the New 52. Ronnie Dodge, I do wonder when we will see Margot as Harley again, maybe Nightwing. I think you've got a long wait for her. I think her and WB and Hamada fell out over Birds of Prey. And it wouldn't surprise me if we get a multiversal version of Harley played by someone else. And honestly, I won't be crying about that. I know people will kill me for that, saying that. But I think that Margot's gone a bit, yeah. I mean, she's making an all-female Pirates of the Caribbean movie and a fucking, SJW Barbie movie. So I think she has problems. Hisham Cassie, what's your favourite Batman suit from all the live-action movies? I love Ben Affleck's costumes. I really do. I think they're great. And I mean, they just look aesthetically pleasing. I really like Robert Pattinson's, by the way. But Ben Affleck is something special for sure. John, is the Rogue Squadron movie still happening? This is very, very interesting, John. I'm glad you've asked me about this because Disney released a slate and it's there, slated for 2023. I believe if Patty Jenkins directs that movie, I will sit here and pour ice cold water on my bald head. She's going to be merely a producer now. I think there'll be another director, maybe a female director again, to take over from Patty. Patty Jenkins is a real problem. She's just not a very good director. It's as simple as that. Ronnie Dodge, mix of both, definitely darker when it comes to elements of letting his mum go. And also Black Flash will have horror elements. Yeah, I agree. Hashin him me. I would prefer Keaton's Batman on Batman Beyond movie. It kind of suits for his role as a mentor to Terry McGinnis. Yeah, I think they're going to go that direction. I think they will go Batman Beyond. Balconator, this is for the MCU and DCEU. Since they already used the multiverse, don't you think hero deaths will be pointless because we know that they still exist on a different universe? No, because you're going to bring in different versions from the multiverse, not the ones you've just lost. So the multiverse hasn't got exactly the same versions. Maybe aesthetically they can look the same, but they're still different characters. So it will matter. Yeah, deaths will still matter. Hardeep Singh, I saw a picture which Michael Keaton posted from his Instagram. So did I. And boy, he's still looking scary. It's just a shadow of him. Yeah, he's going to look great. But I've seen pictures of Keaton. The geezer don't look 70 years old. So there's no issue about that. I'm excited for Keaton. I think Keaton is great for his age. And I don't see it as an issue. Already he's going to be in The Flash and Batgirl. I think so. They're getting the Michael Keaton projects out there as well. Probably something to do with his age. Get him now while he's a good age. But, he could be Batman for the next 10 years. But I think they had a hard decision to make when Ben Affleck wasn't coming back. Or as far as we know, he's not coming back. And they made a really clever decision as a business. Ahmed Hikal, I prefer having the Reverse Flash as the main villain. He's the classic villain for Barry's Flash, not Black Flash. Yes, but Black Flash is more frightening. I'm not saying that Reverse Flash won't be involved, but Black Flash done properly could be fucking scary, and that will be such a good thing. So I think they're both going to be involved. I don't think there is a main villain, but I do like Black Flash. I think he's a great idea. Ronnie Dodge, in a recent movie, Michael Keaton is badass in action scenes. I definitely think he's in Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. As I say, yeah, they're rolling him out very quickly. It's important. John, Michael Keaton is doing Marvel and DC movies, yeah. Well, he's slamming it with Marvel, but he's hitting the big time back at DC, where it all started for Michael, of course, John. Hisham Cassie, how do you feel about Christian Bale being in 4-4? At first, I'm going to be honest, I was disappointed. No, I couldn't give a flying fuck because he was a great Batman, but we've got even better Batman as part of our universes now. So, Christian, you've got to earn money in your old age, didn't you? So I forgive you. Hardeep Singh, what about Nightwing? I heard a rumour about Maze Runner guy. I forgot his firm name. He's a good actor. Dylan O'Brien is going to be playing Dick Grayson and Robin in the Batgirl movie, and that's very exciting. Ronnie Dodge, Ezra did say there's multiple villains in this movie. Yeah, there is. There's no V villain. People are so obsessed with the old way of doing things. But no, this movie is going to have a multitude of interesting villains because they're turning up from the multiverse. We know that because we're going to see Zod and Feora in this movie as well. So it's not just about one villain versus the Flash and the Flash versus one villain. This is a huge multiversal movie, and I can't wait to see it. One of the other reasons I don't think I want to see a test screening of The Flash, I don't want to see the film without effects. That would bother me. So I think I want to see the finished one version, you know. Ahmed Hicka. Also, I saw Michael Keaton interview when he read the Flash script. They had to explain it 3 times for him to understand. It's not like he was interested. Yeah, I think I saw that. But at the end of the day, these are actors on multiple projects. And yeah, what do you mean they read the script out to him? Why would they read out a top secret script? I don't understand, Ahmed. Balconator, who do you think is the best fit actor for Robin in the best Matt Reeves verse? I like these characters. I said it before, and it's boring because people like you to give a top 10 of the actors you like to play, but I'm a bit more honest about that. I think unknowns in these roles are the best. I mean, I thought Chris O'Donnell was a great Robin. But I think if you're looking at a darker version, a more moodier version, yeah, there are actors who fit that. So it'd be interesting where they go. Ronnie Dodge, I'm sure Kara will try kill them when she gets rescued. Maybe Michael didn't understand the multiverse part of things. Yeah, well, some people have got this thing about the Flash, I'm afraid. So anything they see, they grab hold of it. No, they read the script 3 times. They had to... Hang on. Michael Keaton was reading the entire Flash script on an interview. I don't think that's right, is it? The whole script of the Flash. Show me the interview so I can know the whole movie, man. It's not right, is it? No. Look, the guy came in, did his role. It doesn't matter if he understood it or didn't understand it. He's going to be great in the movie. That's all that fucking matters. Hisham Kashi, have you seen Ford versus Ferrari? I haven't. I haven't felt this good watching a movie in years. Christian Bale is probably the best actor working today. Christian Bale is a great, intense actor, and I love it. So what are you talking about then? Sorry, not you. Ahmed Hikal, not in an interview. So where was he reading this entire script? I'm confused. Balconator, even if the Batman has a very darker tone, I bet when Robin comes, he will bring so good comedic moments. I just hope Matt Reeves do him right. If he does him, it'll be interesting. But anyway, Ahmed, the point is Michael Keaton is Batman in the Flash movie, and we should judge him on the movie, not what happens where you saw him read the script or something. I don't know. But it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. I think you're reading a little bit too much into that. Hardest Singh, my theory, we might see Black Flash, also little teaser, Reverse Flash, because Flashpoint's story is useless without Reverse Flash. And also we might see civil war between DCEU characters like Flashpoint. Yeah, which would be really cool. But I'm not sure they're going to go the Amazonian Atlantean civil war route. I think they don't want to darken Gal's Wonder Woman, but they could get someone else to play the Flashpoint version of Wonder Woman. That might be a way of getting away with it. Interesting stuff. Ronnie Dodge, I'm very interested to see chemistry between Leslie Grace and Dylan O'Brien in Batgirl. Well, I'm sure they had the chemistry test because they all do, and I'm sure they'll be great together. Both really good actors, aren't they? The casting in the new DCEU, from Blue Beetle to Batgirl, has been really great. John, off topic, I would like to see a Knight Rider movie. John, I grew up watching Knight Rider. I had an electronic TV game thing. I strapped it to my bike and pretended it was Kit the Car. It's about time to get an awesome, epic Knight Rider movie, but not a fucking comedy. Hisham Cassie, the script must only be 10 pages long. If Kean was able to read through it in an interview, lol. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it, Hisham. Ahmed Hicko, no, I didn't mean he read the script. But anyway, I don't know how to tell you because I don't want a misunderstanding. Well, there's no misunderstanding, Ahmed. As I say, I just think you're reading too much into it. Just judge him on his performance and how he's been written in the movie, which will be great. I can assure you of that. None of that matters. Ronnie George, yeah, I forgot Blue Beetle is filming in April. Can't wait. Blue Beetle in movie theatres, not HBO Max, next year. That's a great addition to the 2023 slate. Blue Beetle is a character I've always enjoyed, and that version of Blue Beetle is the best. So very exciting, some great stuff. So no misunderstandings, Ahmed, but I just don't think, I think you made your point about it. I don't think it's a problem, and that's it, really. The Flash movie we haven't seen yet. We have to judge it when we see it. And by the way, having a Flashpoint movie as the first Flash movie isn't actually a problem. You can focus on flashbacks for the origin story, then get on with the story. It's actually very easy. And it just moves things on a bit for the character. We don't want an origin movie that just stays in the origin, and then we have to wait years and years for the more interesting stories. So I think they're doing the right thing. Hardeep Singh, I also heard about a project that Warner Brothers just greenlit. I forgot name, something Wonder Twins. Yeah, the Wonder Twins is coming. They did cameo in Smallville. Another great job by that show. Yes, they're coming on HBO Max in a movie. That's very exciting. I think that's a Greg Berlanti produced one. Ronnie Dodge, man, can't wait for the first official trailer for The Flash in the next few months. Can't wait. Can't wait. Ahmed Hickow, did you hear any assured great thing about the Flash movie? Because, man, he's my favorite character, and this is his first movie. I've heard a lot of great things about the Flash. Very exciting things about the Flash movie. Yes, I've heard so many things, Ahmed. Things that are happening in that film that, the character is great. And you must do him justice. And I believe they will do him justice. It's important that they do the character justice. I didn't think Spider-Man would be done justice in No Way Home. I thought it would be all about the cameos, but they did. And I believe the same will be with Ezra Miller's The Flash. Hisham Cassie, I'm dying laughing at the Keaton comments. Balconator, I like the idea of the less famous Batman villains. I will appear on the Batman, but I hope they make a more darker and more brutal Bane. Yeah, listen. Should I tell you what the problem with Bane is? And it's not Tom Hardy. I think he's okay as Bane. Should I tell you the problem with Bane is? He was written by someone who's not a comic book fan, right? Well, actually, no. I'll go back. Because David Goyer is a comic book fan. What I mean is he was directed by someone who's not a comic book fan. Nolan doesn't care about the comics. That's why, he worked with David Goyer because David knows about the comics. And that's the problem with Nolan. I think he fell short in the Dark Knight trilogy at times because you could tell he didn't really have a love for the material, but he decided to take Batman because he was interested as a character to him. Let's not forget, this guy wasn't even going to have a Batmobile in the movie. That says a lot. How can you have a Batman movie without a Batmobile? So, Hashlin me. As in one of the interviews, the interviewer said that Batman is adult hero, a superhero movie, despite being PG-13. It's a huge relief. Yes, it borders on PG-13 to R-rated. I didn't want this movie to be an R, to be honest with you. Batman needs to be seen by everyone. Ronnie Dodge, Jim Lee design on Barry's new suit is sick, and him and Walter together are great. Yes. Let's give a shout out to these Asian creatives getting in there and doing their thing, really intelligent as well. Great guys. Walter Hamada was being bullied by another man, Ray Fisher, who claimed racism. What was the attacks on Walter Hamada, Ray? I'm not going to say it. Ahmed Hickout, man, can't wait for the Flash trailer. Neither can I. John, have you ever met any of the Smallville cast? Yes, I've met Erica Durance. I did meet Alison Mack, actually. Yeah, a sore subject, but I did like Alison, actually. She was obviously, I can't say she's a great girl now, but when I met her, I was very impressed by her and very impressed. I've met Tom Welling. I've met a few of the others. I've met Jensen Ackles. Yeah, I've met quite a few of them, and they're awesome. They really are. I was known as a mad Smallville fan at the time, which was cool. Ronnie Dodge, do you think getting Dylan O'Brien as Dick Grayson, a Jim Lee and Walter Hamada casting? It's interesting because Walter's in charge, isn't he? So, and I mean, he's running the thing because the two directors have been brought on. The two directors and Walter and Jim probably would have sat together. Jim's very important because he's Mr. DC. He understands how these characters should look on the screen. So he's going to become very important in the future. It was very important to bring him on board on a more authoritative kind of level at DC Live Action. Ahmed Hickel, I want to hear about a test screening for the Flash movie. When is it? I don't know. I probably won't go because I want to see the finished article, and I definitely don't want to see a movie without the effects. But I'll keep you updated. John Kelly, can Matt Reeves include a Robin in a universe where Batman fights serial killers tough? No, I don't think it is a tough sale. I mean, that's your opinion. You're entitled to it, but I don't think that would be a problem to bring Robin in. Henrik, I want to hear about a test screening for the Flash movie. When is it? No idea. Hardeep Singh, I don't think having any problem with the first Flash movie being Flashpoint because in DC Animated Universe, first movie is Flashpoint after 15 other movies leading to last movie, Justice League Dark. Well, you can do it in different ways, but I don't think saying, hey, our first Flash movie is a Flashpoint movie because they've obviously got the sense to understand they've got to retell the origin story. It'd probably be the first thing you see in the movie. So it's going to happen, but you don't need to keep yourself rooted to an origin story. What you do with it, it's not a TV series. It could end up being quite boring. So I'm happy they're doing this. They're doing this for a reason because they want to rebrand and reboot the universe, and they have to. So it's a good call, I think. Balconator, imagine ending The Flash with Affleck's Batman, Keaton and Superman together, none of the infamous heroes dying or leaving. That would be the biggest surprise and the best thing for a DC fan. That would be nuts, wouldn't it? Unlikely, but nuts. I love it. Ronnie Dodge, I don't think The Flash will test screen as they probably know spoilers will be out. I did hear it did test screen internally with WB. I think WB will be doing more of this. This is what Disney do. They don't do test screenings publicly. They actually do internal test screenings. I want WB to go this way because, as Ronnie says, to avoid leaks and stuff and scum buckets like Grace Randolph. Henry, when can we expect the trailer for The Flash and Aquaman? I'm guessing they are working on the VFX. Also, who the frick is the villain in the Flash movie? Thorn may be one of them, but also Black Flash, Henrik. Trailers for The Flash won't be for quite a while. Once the Batman's in cinemas, you'll see the Black Adam marketing. When Black Adam is in cinemas, then you'll see the Flash marketing ramp up, and then it'll be Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. But I wouldn't expect marketing like now. It's all focused on the Batman, quite rightly. You wouldn't expect them to be, pummeling you with marketing of other movies. So they're going to focus with each film. And with all these films, I think it's the right way to be. Some people believe some movies will be delayed till next year. Interesting. Ronnie Dodge, I think the Flash trailer will come around June or July for it. It's a good shout because I think that's around when Black Adam is released. So it makes a bit of sense. Ahmed Hickel, actually Flashpoint is an origin story. We will get his backstory as a child and what happens to him. Exactly. Thank you for that, Ahmed. Henrik, okay, thanks for answer. I hear Grace Randolph's eyeshadow is the villain of the Aquaman movie, lol. Look, Grace is Grace. She's done very well with her platform, and I respect her for that. But she's also a bit of a troublemaker, and that's how she's become so famous. She's fallen out with James Gunn and many other people. I'm afraid, look, when you call Henry Cavill a diva, I can't deal with you because he's clearly not. So saying shit like that, and she says a lot of shit. I don't think she's the full ticket personally. That's just my opinion. Balconator, I hope WB doesn't nerf their heroes like how Marvel makes some of their heroes and villains like weaker than their real strength. Yeah, well, we'll see about that for sure. Hisham Cassie, if Robert Pattinson wasn't officially cast as Batman, which actor would have you wanted to see in the part? My personal choice would have been Ben Barnes. I don't know who Ben Barnes is actually, Hashim Kashi, but that's an interesting one. Again, as unknown and as small a CV as possible for these characters. I still think in his prime, Clint Eastwood would have been a great Bruce Wayne and Batman. Henry, true, she keeps spreading bad rumors about Henry. But yeah, I watch her, but she is a troublemaker. Yeah, for sure. I'm keeping away from her before The Flash comes out because she's just talking shit. And all she wants to do is kiss Fage's ass, and I'm bored of it. Hardeep Singh, Andy Machete said in DC fandom, the Flash movie unified the whole DC universe into one. Nothing is going to be erased. It means that the Snyderverse exists, but I didn't know why Grace Randolph spread fake rumor, because that's how she works, I'm afraid. That's who Grace is. Ronnie Dodge, the once and last time she jumped on My Time to Shine's, scoop, which wasn't a scoop, it was lies. She jumped on that. This was an account that was formed in October on Twitter, and she jumped on that. Talk about being desperate. Ronnie Dodge, the one scene I can't wait for in The Flash is when Barry has to recreate the accident where we saw it in the artwork. Yeah, that's going to be awesome, isn't it? I can't wait for that. John, are you going to watch the Morbius movie? Yes, eventually I'll see that. Ahmed Hickow, do you like the casting of Iris West? Yes, I do. I do like her very much, actually. I thought she was really good in the Snyder Cut. But until we see her, I don't know how much screen time she gets in the movie. That will be interesting. Be mad if they kill her off because she was Zach's casting and bring someone else in. Surprising she wasn't recast, actually. But I do like her. I love Kiersey. I've got a lot of time for Kiersey. So, yeah, I like her. And she's beautiful. And she's talented. So that's good. That's cool. Yeah. Be interesting what kind of, chemistry her and Ezra have got. We saw a little bit of that in the Snyder Cut, but not enough to make any judgments on. But I think she'll be great. Henry, John, I hear the Morbius movie is coming out 21-22. Oh, I don't have the high hopes for that movie. Yeah, I think I feel sorry for Jared Leto, really. I hope this isn't another problem for him because he needs to keep away from comic book movies if it goes wrong for him. 80s Rewind, the Times 90s. Hi, Mike. Good morning. What is the next big DC movie you are looking forward to seeing? Well, after the Batman, do you know what? 80s Rewind, the Times 90s. I am just so excited for all of them. But The Flash is a huge moment in DC and CBM live action history for sure. Hisham Kashi, Ben Barnes was the villain in the second season of Punisher. Oh, do you know what? I haven't seen it. That's why I don't know him. He completely outshines John Bernthal, which is that's great credit to him if he did that. Slider All, are you able to tell us anything about what you did in Hollywood for 6 months and what made you decide to leave? Yes, Slider All, you can ask me as much as you want. No, there's no secrets here. I went over to Hollywood to try and make it as a writer, director, and an actor. Very difficult. It didn't happen, but I met a lot of interesting people. After 6 months, I ran out of money. I couldn't lead that glamorous lifestyle anymore. So I left. I went back to the UK, and then I came over here in Cyprus, where, of course, my parents are originally from. And that's my life story. Of course, there are a lot of things that happened to me and with me during that 6 months. But yeah, it was a very interesting, exciting time for sure. Ronnie Dodge, I think we will see Iris in the beginning and the ending of the movie. I think her and Barry are a couple in the movie. That's interesting. Let's see what happens there. Be interesting, Ronnie. Hardeep Singh, Grace Randolph also making 5 videos about Marvel Daily. Yep. And having problem with the Batman movie. She tells that she heard the Batman having weak third act. I don't know what the issue with her is yet. I'm not surprised she said that. So that's where the rumors came from. Because a few people have come in on my lives and apparently the Batman has got a weak third act. The Batman hasn't got a weak third act. It depends about your perspective on how you want to see films and third acts. I don't believe, though, that Wonder Woman 2017 had a bad third act. Many people do. I don't know where critics got that from. But there you go. Oh, yeah, we're not allowed to have a CG battle at the end. That's a crime, apparently. Balconator, Leto did great on the Snyder Cut. He did. I can't stop watching that. He was great there. He's a great actor. Go watch Mr. Nobody, one of his best performances. Henrik, really, Sing? She must be crazy. Yeah, she's crazy. Oh, Henrik, we know she's crazy, mate. I mean, imagine dating her. Hello, Grace. I just went for a cup of tea. Right, Grace, I'm just going to go and walk the dog. You come back. Hello. No. Nut job, mate. Absolute nut job. And she actually, you know, when she was reviewing the first Wonder Woman, she goes, I love her hair. Who gives a fuck about Gal Gadot's hair? We want to talk about Wonder Woman love. Balconator, Leto did a go. I read that. 80s rewind at times 90s. I'm not a big fan of Grace Randolph, who is. She seems so negative. Yeah, I agree. The Flash is my most anticipated movie to see in a long time. Yup. Henrik, ha ha ha. Is this the Grace Randolph stream? Ha ha ha. Laughing my ass off here. I didn't mention her. I mean, I wouldn't mind going there just to say, hey, I did Grace Randolph. But yeah, that's very disrespectful. I shouldn't have said that. I apologize. Hello. I like it when she's drinking at the same time. Hi. What other YouTubers should we impersonate? Henrik, ha ha ha. Is this the grand? I read that, Henrik. It's amazing how many people believe Grace Randolph. That's what's so funny. John Campier. Oh, he's another Wanker. What an absolute twat bag. Hisham Cassie, Grace Randolph review of The Revenant really pissed me off. She complained about the most irrelevant crap. That's what she does. She talks about irrelevant shit. That's the problem with her. You know, she doesn't, she has a lot of movie knowledge. She was an actress, a Z-grade actress, a failed actress. And it's a problem with me with people like that. Well, I worked in Hollywood. No, Hollywood rejected you, love. So you're a YouTuber now, So any connections you have, are not great connections. Her connections are, I'll tell you what her connections are like. When you put a plug in and your thing doesn't work because there's no electricity, that's what her sources are like. They told her Flashpoint would be in Wonder Woman 84. They told her a load of shit about Birds of Prey that didn't come true. Henrik, do you guys think John Campy and Grace Randolph should go live go live in a cave? Yes, please. I mean, John Campier, he's an old man. He's the past. He did all right with Collider back in the day, but it's finished, John. It's finished. I mean, all his opinions are so bad, and he's so anti-DC. Although he did like Man of Steel, surprisingly. John, do you watch any other YouTubers? Yes, I like Boba. Boba, I forgot his other name, but Boba, who does all about the Batman, does loads of videos, big DC guy. I love Boba. Such a positive guy. I like Calvin Dyson, who talks about James Bond. He's cool as well. There's a lot of YouTubers. There's some that I won't admit to watching as well. Yes, Boba talks. He's a great lad. Such a pure Batman fan. Not negative at all, but he's very good at dispersing the bullshit that comes with these CBMs as well. No, I like Boba and wish him all the success, and I like to support good people, and Boba is really, really cool. To see what he's done, how he's... I remember watching him when he was talking about Gotham. So brilliant. Hisham Cassie, Red Letter Media are my favourite YouTube reviewers. I've heard of them. I don't think I've ever actually watched their content before. Henrik, Film Gob. He does parody videos like DC. He don't like Grace or John. Do you know what, Henrik? I used to like him. I think he tried to do a takedown on Chris Wong's Fencer once from Ping Pong Flicks, and I was a little bit disappointed. I don't think he's as relevant now as he used to be. I think that stuff's fun for a certain amount of time. When we were fighting for the Snyder Cut, it was really good. I've kind of gone off him now. Hashim Me, is review embargo for the Batman a bad thing? I think the embargo comes down on Monday, doesn't it? No, they're obviously, they want to avoid spoilers. Look, it's not, look, I've seen it. It's fucking excellent. Everyone's saying it's great. Do I know for a fact that, you never know what critics are going to do with their full reviews. It'll be interesting. If they saw the movie I saw, which they obviously have, then they'll love it. But it shouldn't be a bad thing. No. I don't think that's why there's a review embargo. Hardeep Singh, Grace Randolph. So, yeah, that's what she's like. So, I heard a WB, this and that. She also had a problem with Black Panther movie. She upset why a movie made $1.4 billion. Yeah, listen, she's like Marmite. Sometimes she's great, sometimes she's bad. Henrik, I completely agree with you. 80s rewind the times 90s. I like Chris from Ping Pong Flicks, but everything is Snyder Cut with him. Not knocking him down. It's just everything is Snyderverse. Do you know what? If you watch his videos now, he's not all Snyderverse, actually. He does a lot of different things, actually. He talks about different films. You should go and check him out. He used to be like that when we were all fighting for the Snyder Cut, but he hasn't been pure Snyderverse for a long time. John Kelly, Boba is also a decent guitarist. He is, yes. He loves playing Nirvana, Something in the Way, yeah. Nirvana is great, and obviously since he's heard that Nirvana, the Batman was inspired partially by Nirvana, obviously, yeah, brilliant. But yeah, I love Boba Talks. Always watch his Batman videos because he's got a great way of doing things, and he's so calm, and he's such a chilled guy, and I just like good people. Problematic people, whether in the real world or in the cyber world, can be a problem because they affect you. They affect you up here, and they wind you up. But he's a great guy. Is Hisham Casey, is the Batman Aham woke? No. I mean, listen, all of Hollywood is pretty much woke. They're all extreme left, right? If you want to look at it that way. So Matt's probably has the same politics as most of these people. I don't know. But no, the movie's not woke. The movie's not woke as such. I suppose you could say, oh, Batman not being into his wealth and being a businessman is a bit more not what we usually see and not being a playboy. That's kind of an extreme left thing to do, but I don't mind that. It makes him a more interesting character. 80s rewind to times 90. Mike, you think we get the haircut of Suicide Squad? Just curious, bud. Do you know what? When the Snyder Cut was about to come out, I was fighting for the haircut because that film would have been released before the Snyder Cut. And it would have made sense. It's just a shame. At this moment in time, I can't see it coming anytime soon. David has tried to play ball with them. He's tried to play ball with James Gunn. He's done all he can. Maybe Discovery can help out there. Henrik, hear about what Matt Reeves said. He had to cut a call scene with a certain Arkham prisoner and the Batman. Is that the Keegan guy? He's been rumoured to play the Joker. Yeah, it is the Keegan guy. I'll have you say his name, Henrik. Can't say anything more than that, but yeah, that's who he's talking about. I think the scene was cut from the 4-hour director's cut. John, Ping Pong Flicks has been talking about the Power Rangers Netflix reboot lately. Oh, Chris loves the Power Rangers. They're not my thing, I'll be honest. I know jack shit about them, but yeah, Chris has always liked them. And it's cool that he gets to talk about stuff that he likes. It's good that people sometimes do talk about the personal stuff they like rather than just doing things for clicks and likes. Of course, it's a business as well for these people. Right now, this is not a business for me. It's not successful enough. If I ever did have the views and stuff and I was doing well, then obviously I'd push it a bit forward. But at this moment in time, it's just something I do because I like talking about this shit, right? But if you like me, share, like, do the nice things. It's really weird from this time. I mean, I know about the Batman. But it's very interesting. We've still got 3 other movies coming this year that we know jack shit about. That's also exciting and scary at the same time. Hardeep Singh, which movie is your most anticipated movie besides from superhero genre? I'm very excited for Avatar 2, The North by Robert Eggers, also Martin, is that Scorsese? And movie Flower of, I forgot name. Do you know what? I think it's a sad time for movies away from the superhero and geek stuff. I mean, I'm not really looking forward to Avatar 2. I want to see it. I'm intrigued by it. But even though I liked the first Avatar, it didn't hit me that much. And it was a really good film, actually. It is a really good film. It just wasn't something that I got into. I get into very few things not superhero-y because I just don't think they do a good enough job. Godson Mick, you know Twitter scooper Professor Hulk. Yes, I know him. I don't know him. I've heard of him. He saw the Batman talking about third act. He said the movie is great and the last 45 minutes are pure perfection. Basically saying a chef's kiss. Yeah, he's a good guy. But yeah, of course, yes, of course. What do you expect from Matt Reeves? Did you really expect a shit third act? No. It's a third act should be the build-up of everything. You know, it should be the explosion of the narrative. And, you know, as I say, I can't say anything about it because it's totally shocking. It really is. And yeah, as was it Alex S said to us yesterday? Yeah, that fucking ending. He actually fucking went there, and I still can't get over it. Hisham Cassie, I feel so bad about Henry Cavill in the DCEU, as do I. I was never a Superman fan, your loss, and wanted to see another standalone Superman film. I personally would have left Batman out of the MOS sequel. Well, this is the thing, isn't it? I mean, Warner Brothers wanted a BVS movie because they weren't happy with the money. For Superman, they thought that was down to Superman being alone in the movie. What a bunch of twats. Superman can make $1 billion movie. Superman should be making $1 billion movie. But it's how you execute the movie. There were too many controversies in Man of Steel, having Superman killed. You know, whether you agree with that or not, you knew what people were going to say about that. You know, they knew what was going to happen. What did you fucking expect? And I mean, they interfered with Snyder's work. Why didn't they say to Goya, oi, Goya, you twat, you can't have Superman breaking Zod's neck. It's fucking Pant's idea. But they let him do it. And, you know, they tried to stop Zack doing less controversial things because the breaking of Zod's neck was not Zack's idea. It was David Goya's idea. And yes, Hisham Casey, I do feel bad for Henry Cavill because he's facing the consequences from things that are not even his fucking fault. He looks a great Clark Kent and Superman. His performances are great, but he's being punished because of people creatively. 80s rewind, the times 90s. Is there any certain villain from DC World you're dying to see on the big screen? And how excited are you for Batgirl and Pumped? Yes, Batgirl is a very, very exciting project, and she's a very exciting character. You can tell the DCEU are trying to build out the Bat family. I think maybe they'll do this a bit more than Matt will, but we'll have to wait and see for that. I think maybe he's more focused on Batman. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I am so hyped for Batgirl. You know, things like Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor still being canon after the Flash movie. That's exciting. I do know that Walter and Jesse Eisenberg have had some conversations, and it's just what he said publicly. Jesse's such a refreshing guy. So listen, I will do whatever it takes to please the fans with my version of Lex Luthor. So I think you may see him as Lex Luthor in the future, which is good news because Jesse is a great actor. Hardeep Singh, it means Grace's information about the Batman third act was wrong. She said weak ending. Now I heard 45 best minutes. Well, this is the problem, isn't it? What information does she say that comes true? The amount of times she goes, I told you. And you think, what the fuck did you tell me? Every DC scoop she's had has been pretty much fucking wrong. Wonder Woman 84, Birds of Prey, everything she says is utter shit. And then she twists it. Well, I never said there was going to be a flashpoint in Wonder Woman 84. No, but you said they were going to change the timeline in Wonder Woman 84, which is basically like Flashpoint. That's what you said, Grace, and it never fucking happened. Good son, exactly. Hard Deep. Hard Deep. I'm excited for Brendan Fraser. Yes, I love Brendan. Firefly. He's not. He's coming back as a villain in Batgirl, and he's in DC's Doom Patrol. The multiverse taking shape already. 80s Rewind the Times 90s. Has been any test screenings for The Flash yet? I thought there was, but no. My source was poor on that, so it doesn't look like it. And Ronnie Dodge, one of my subscribers, has said that actually they're internally testing that film, so there may not be one. Henrik, I hear Grace Randolph is playing Firefly's mom, and John Campbell will be in the Riddler. Oh, hello, Riddler. Oh, hello, Riddler. Yeah, there's some right oddballs on YouTube. I'm not saying that I'm not an oddball, but Jesus Christ. But these people are actually successful. And you wonder how these people become successful. I like the way someone like Campier says, I love movies. I just love movies. I just love movies so much. All right, mate, we get the picture. Shame you don't actually like good movies. John, have you read the comic, The Free Jokers? I haven't. I'd love to, because it sounds awesome. They should definitely do that in live action. That would be nuts. Get ready, Ronnie Dodge. United play in about 40 minutes if you're still online. Hisham Cassie, what issues do you have with modern movies in comparison to movies from the 90s and early 2000s? That's a great question, Hisham. The issues I have that, listen, there's no variety in filmmaking anymore. They see what works and they just do it. When I was young, you had, risque movies that were great movies that didn't make lots of money, but they were being made for the art and they worked. The Police Academy movies were successful. They didn't make a great deal of money, but they kept on making them. They were entertaining. We had a variety, Hisham. We had a variety of films. Now it's all the same. And, they've gone mad with this extreme left politics and they're driving people out, not just of the industry, but they're actually driving their own customers away because it's pretty clear they hate their own customers. Henrik, John Campier goes and watch a movie 14 times. I only watched them one time, maybe 2 times. I feel it ruins the movie if I watch it too much in a short time. He goes and watches them so many times because he can afford it. Slide it all. Sometimes I end up watching John Campier, but then I feel annoyed because he talks as if he is his word is gold. Yeah, exactly. Then he dismisses and belittles the faults of anyone on his show that has a different opinion. Yeah, he's actually blocked me on Twitter now, which is great. He had a take, DC take. I put him straight constructively. He didn't like it. Bye-bye, John. 80s Rewind, the times 90s. I just finished watching season 3 of Titans. Great show. The guy who plays Nightwing is amazing, in my opinion. Yeah, he's great. Brendan Fraser, is that how you say his name? Is absolutely awesome. It's a great cast and a great show. DC is doing great stuff. All our TV shows, most of them are much better than what the MCU are doing, for example. But no one ever talks about that. The MCU this, the MCU that, the MCU that. It must be the most moderate, mediocre franchise, but it's also the most successful one. I think that's insane. There's not much effort put into them when I look at them in terms of writing. Henrik, you want us something stupid? In Norway, I can't watch Titans, but it is on Netflix. Makes no sense. That's weird. Can you get Netflix and can you watch it on Netflix in Norway? On HBO Max. Yeah, that's right. It's on HBO Max. Yeah. Yeah, everything's pretty much on HBO Max, and most of us can't get HBO Max movies. I mean, I haven't seen Peacemaker. Hisham Cassie, I totally agree with you. Most modern movies are mediocre as hell. Yeah, they are. And it's sad. And this has really been going on since the early noughties, the early 2000s. when we've been watching, I mean, there's great superhero movies out there. There is, especially from DC. But most of the films we see now are mediocre and underwhelming. Hardeep Singh, I actually like John compared to Grace. Well, that's like comparing kind of, I don't know, someone with Adolf Hitler, isn't it? If John and Grace will be the only two people in the world, I might watch his channel, yeah. Listen, I used to watch it. I never really thought he was good. Yeah, he thinks his word is gold. He thinks he thinks he's stunning. He's not, right? But that's what happens when you become popular. But he's not too popular to read my tweet and block me. That's interesting, isn't it? And they actually hate each other, Campier and Randolph, which is funny. But John Campier is getting too old for his game. This is a young man's game. And it's over for him. He's doing well. Of course he is. But he's living off of his Collider days. How long is that going to last? Henrik, haha, you funny, Hisham. Wonder if Grace and John is watching this now. I don't think so. Do you? Hello, Grace. Hello, Grace. Hello, Grace. Come here, Grace. I know what you need, Grace. I know what your problem is. You're too tightly wound. Come and get some love. John, I recently watched the Daredevil Director's Cut movie for the first time. I'm assuming you're talking about the Ben Affleck version. I've seen the theatrical one. It's okay. Nothing special. It's okay. Davey from Randolph even blocked me on Twitter for reasons I don't know. Yeah, she blocked me as well. It's funny how popular these people are, but they still see people's tweets. Funny that. I fell out over the first Suicide Squad movie with her. But that's the way she is. It's her loss. She hasn't got anything good to offer anyway. It's better that she blocks people. You're not missing anything. I mean, obviously, she hasn't blocked me on YouTube, which is good, because if she interviews Snyder again, I will want to watch that. Hardeep Singh, good night, man. Love your channel. Talk to later. Dinner time here, 8 p.m. Bye-bye, everyone. Peace out. Peace out, Hardeep. Thank you for joining. Press your like before you go, if you don't mind. 80s rewind, the times 90s. Grace's voice is very irritating, lol. Hello! Henrik, see you later. Singu. Henrik, oh, hello. Oh, hello. Oh, hello, Grace. Come and get it. Good son. Grace Randolph was caught and addressed publicly by the directors themselves on Twitter. That's right. For misinterpreting information and spreading lies about their projects. Yeah, she has. And the worst one for her was Kathy Yan. Kathy Yan slaughtered her and crushed her, and it was fantastic to watch. Not that I agree with a lot of the takes that Yan's got anyway, but it was funny. 80s rewind, the times 90s low. John, both Suicide Squad movies are great. I actually enjoy both movies. I really enjoyed the first Suicide Squad movie. I may even like the first one better than the second one, but yeah, I like them both. Bobcat, long time no see. Welcome, Bobcat. Hey, Mickey, yes. Hey, Bobcat, welcome to the chat. Long time no see or hear. We're back, baby. I mean, the camera's shit, but never mind. Hisham Cassie, Randolph is just a celebrity. Red Letter Media actually dissect an entire movie from start to finish. They have 2-hour movie reviews and post once every 2 weeks, and people are patient enough to wait. Yeah. It proves that they've got something, isn't it? I mean, she has got something. She does grab your attention. It's true. Henry Bobcat, we meet again, you crazy dog. Bobcat, it's good to be back. Mr. Streams, they're back now at least once a day. 1 or 2 pre-recorded videos as well. Let's go. Bobcat, what's up, Henrik? So it's the 20th. What's the date today? What is the date today? It is the 26th. So we got 28. No, 28. So that's the first. We got what? About a week to the Batman? 80s rewind times 90s. I hope this is okay to mention. I found some old videos. I seen you mention health. I just wanted to say thank you. I suffer from depression myself. And talking DC, collecting DC toys has helped me. Well, it's always good when you go through something and someone else talks about it. If it helps, that's a great thing, isn't it? Henrik, nothing much, loving the stream. John, what are some of your favorite 80s and 90s TV shows? Knight Rider, The A-Team, Automan, Street Hawk, Airwolf, Dallas, Dynasty, The Colbys, Knots Landing, the V miniseries. So many. I've got so many. There's lots more. Henrik, Bobcat, we are talking about Grace Randolph and John Campion. Ha ha ha, hilarious. Good son, got to go. Talk to you later. See you later. Good son, thank you. Smash a like on your way out if whoever's leaving, please, if you can, if you want to. H.M. Cassie, do you think Grace Randolph is just doing a voice to piss people off? No, she probably talks like that in real life. Bobcat, ha, not John Campy. Yep, he's the absolute worst, isn't he? Ha, I'm John Campion, and I love movies. I love movies. Did I tell you? I love movies. I watched this movie, and I loved it. And all he ever says is this, and this is a telltale sign. I had so much fun with this movie. Yeah, fun. You didn't cry. You weren't emotionally linked. But I had lots of fun with this movie. H.M. Casey, lol. Fun. When they say a movie's fun, they really don't like it. They're just pretending to. Henrik, Bobcat, I hear John Campion movies and Stevie got ant frogs. I think we're going to finish off very shortly. Hisham Cassie, he reads off a teleprompter. Oh, does he? Please don't tell me he's scripted. That's ridiculous. Ashbat, do you think children 10, 11 years old can enjoy the Batman? I know a lot of 10, 11-year-old boys who'll be going to watch it. Yes. Look, if you like Batman, if you like cool characters, doing their thing, being Batman, yeah. This is the ultimate Batman movie. Now, obviously, there is a lot of narrative. There's a lot of conversations, a lot of character development. I don't know if kids will enjoy that. I mean, I would when I was a kid, but we'll have to see. But I think they will enjoy the exciting moments for sure. Henrik, Jack Reacher is an amazing series, movies, TV, man. You must check it out. I watched the first episode. I really liked it. I haven't had time to continue the whole thing, but I will be doing it. It is an amazing show. You're right. And my DC bro who played Aquaman and who's in Titans is the lead. And I mean, who the fuck ever cast Tom Cruise as Jack fucking Reacher? I mean, the guy's up to my fucking knees. Ridiculous. Right. 80s rewind at times 90s. Yeah, Street Hawk is a great show. Amazing theme song. Yeah. John, did you ever watch Quantum Leap? John, Quantum Leap is groundbreaking. It's amazing. And they're talking about relaunching it as well, which is exciting. John, did you? No, I did that. Bobcat, your John Campion impression is my new favorite comedy bit. I had so much fun. Basically, I hated the fucking MCU movie, but I can't say that, right? I've got to thank my paymasters. I had fun. Mickey, I had fun. No, Mickey, I had fun with the movie. Henrik, get some beers and enjoy your Saturday, all. Thank you. Yeah, will do. Henrik, Bobcat, no, he's better with his Grace impression. Hello, it's Grace Randolph here. Yes, Gal Gadot's hair is beautiful. Grace, what about the film? I'm talking about Grace. I'm talking about Gal Gadot's hair. I'm not talking about the movie. Oh, did I say this was a movie review? No, this is a hair. I'm doing hair now. I'm going to scoop about hair. Britney Spears' hair is terrible, isn't it? Tom Cruise can outrun Superman, the Batwing, everything. Nah, mate. Tom Cruise is an old man who pretends to be fit. And he's obsessed with stunts. It really annoys me. Bobcat, by the way, I respect Tom Cruise. Great movies. Vanilla Sky, what a movie that is. Jerry Maguire. Great CV, but he's a bit of a big head, isn't he? Bobcat, I've got to hear this Grace Randolph impression now. 80s Rewind, the times 90s. I've got to head out. Always enjoy your channel. Take care, my friend and friend. See you later, 80s Rewind, the times 90s. See you soon. Henrik, Bobcat, you turn on now, you crazy dog. Ha ha ha. Just amazing how spot on Movies TV Mad is with his impressions. Dave Ethan, catch you later. And you all keep on the great work and great Campion Randolph impressions, by the way. Bobcat, she drags out every word she says. Bob, cat! It's so good to be speaking to you. Bob, yeah, that's it, Bobcat. You're right. She's a nut job. But she's popular. Slidell, John Campion recently had a permanent co-host on his show, but there were several times where she seemed to disagree with him and made more sense. Suddenly, he wrote that she was no longer on the show. I know, he's such a wanker. Although, isn't Burnett on his show anymore? You see, Burnett's interesting, isn't he? I kind of like him, but he's another one who thinks his word is God and knows everything. But I do prefer him. I tell you what, I just think Campion should just sack himself and put Burnett on there. John, will there be a DC fandom this year? Interesting question. I think there will be, yeah. I mean, it was successful this year again. Hisham Cassie, imagine Campion calling a movie like Spencer fun. Yeah, I mean, listen, I haven't seen Spencer and I won't watch Spencer because no one is making interesting biopics about Lady Diana. The interesting element of that woman is her death, tragically so. And I mean, I cried when she died, but you know, that woman didn't die in a car accident, and we all know that. But they'll never make a movie. A bit like JFK and what Stone did about JFK's murder. You know, he gave us evidence and stuff. We're never going to get anything like that about Diana, so I'm not interested. Henrik, Movies Mad. Will you be on later? Good to have you back. Maybe I may be back later. Henrik, Robert Burnett should have the show. I hear he is getting some help from Grace to take over. Bobcat, West Side Story was fun. Yeah, I never saw that. Yeah. I'm not a musical man, but yeah, I'm glad you had fun with it. Bobcat, LMAO. MAO. Lamo. I think we're going to give you 5 minutes, everyone. Then I need a cup of tea. It's been a great little stream. I mean, we've gone a bit nuts in the past half an hour, but hey, why not? I'm here to talk about what you want to talk about. So our headlines today are that Matt Reeves has said there'll be no superpowered characters getting into his Batverse. I've explained all that. There's also lots of talk about this Oswald Cobblepot Penguin spin-off on HBO Max, compared by one of the producers, Dylan Clark, as a Scarface type of story. Cannot wait. Henrik, the new Elvis movie looks amazing, and I'm not into music movies. You know what, Henrik? Very sad for me. I promised I'd take my dad there. He died over a month ago. It's a big biopic by one of the greatest directors in Hollywood history, Baz Luhrmann. I love Elvis, and I can't wait to see it. And I'm sure my dad will be there in spirit. But that was a film I promised to take him because he was around. He was a teenager when Elvis was a thing. So that's sad, yeah. But I know we've all got our sad stories, of course. Bobcat, West Side Story was so sad, and then John Campion probably called it fun. I wouldn't be surprised. You know, in West Side Story, when she died, it was fun. It was like watching an MCU movie. His own Cassie Randall would give a paraplegic Superman movie a 10 out of 10 before even before seeing the movie. Well, you know she hated Man of Steel, don't you? That's how much she knows. Henrik, our condolences. Thank you very much, Henrik. I'm afraid life's about death, isn't it? And it's going to happen to all of us. That's a depressing thought, isn't it? So remember, everyone, you can follow me on Twitter at Movies TV Mad. If you don't have a Twitter account, get one. Don't worry about Twitter. It's not that bad. Stay in your lane. Don't be offensive. You can joke. You can say what you want. But I do have fun on Twitter, so you should really get yourselves a Twitter account. If I can be on Twitter, so can you. Rolo, a lot of Batman's villains have powers. So how is this going to work? I mean, it's interesting. Let's look at Batman's villains. The Joker doesn't have powers. The Penguin doesn't have powers. Mr. Freeze doesn't really have powers, does he? I can't think of any of them that do, actually. Hisham Cassie, have you seen The Godfather in 4K? It's currently in cinemas. Do you know what? I'm going to tell you something that's going to change your mind about me. Not in a good way. I've never seen any Godfather movie. I want to, but I've never got round to it. Definitely want to. Henrik, what do you get if you put two YouTubers in a cave? You get half Grace and half YouTuber like Campion. Yeah. And it's not a good thing. All right, Slider All. Clayface has powers. That's true. I didn't think of him. But yeah, I don't think he's talking about the villains. He's talking about Superman and, you know, these kind of characters. He wants to keep his universe self-contained because the cameos and shared stuff are going to be in the DCEU this year and going forward. So Matt can do his own thing. We knew this already. It wasn't, you know, a surprise. Hardeep Singh, I'm back. So you're back for the finale. We'll be going off very soon, Hardeep. But I'll keep going for a little while longer, probably another 5 minutes. Very hard on the old throat to go on. Look at that, over an hour and a half. I'm doing well, aren't I? But I do want to do the lives now. I've got a laptop, which is fun. But I also want to do the pre-recorded videos and give a balance out there because I do like doing the pre-recorded videos because they're good to do. I think you can't be reading articles when you're doing a live. It's very difficult. I found it difficult. So pre-recorded are really good. Henrik, I'm hoping for the Court of Owls for the sequel. Maybe they recruit Promise Victor, freeze something, and then he turns on them and help Batman. Yeah, maybe. I think Matt's a fan of the Court of Owls and Mr. Freeze. So I think that's where we could be going. Bobcat, remember John Campea spoiled No Way Home for everyone and the internet just attacked him? Yeah. That was a moment I was proud to be blocked by him. Bobcat, that was fun, yeah. But look, these are not good. Look, I don't know them personally. Probably really nice people, Grace Randolph and John Campea. But unfortunately, when they do this stuff, sometimes, not always, they come off the wrong way. When you're successful and everyone around you is saying, you're the best, you don't get that humility that normal people have. And I think that's the problem. And I hope if I had that level of success, it wouldn't go to my head. I don't think it would. I don't think I'm like that. I've experienced popularity in kind of sections of my life, so I don't think I would be that arrogant, hopefully not. Hisham Cassie, oh my God, go watch The Godfather now. Then Heat, then Carlito's Way. I've seen Heat and Carlito's Way, great movies. I used to be obsessed with gangster movies. And then I got put off by their cruelty. I think as I've got older, and I've got nephews and nieces, that kind of put me off. Hardeep Singh, most of the Batman villains have no powers. That's right. Batman have grounded villains, which makes him call him superhero. Well, I don't think it matters. I like superpowered heroes and villains, and I like depowered heroes. Yeah, I don't have a preference to one or the other personally. But I think Matt's talking about not just being self-contained with the Batverse, and that's fine. But I do believe he's going to do a Superman movie. I do. I genuinely do for Earth 2. I think that's where we're going. And I mean, Superman deserves Matt Reeves. Matt Reeves is such a deep thinker. I think he could do something really special with Superman, something that no one else can do. So if I spoke to Matt Reeves, I would tell him, make a fucking Superman film, please. Henry, do you okay video games? I'm playing Dying Light 2 now, and it's absolutely bonkers. I'm not a big gamer. I do like FIFA. I do like Pro Evolution. I like the odd football game. I like Injustice. But I've never heard of that game you're talking about. But yeah, I mean, gaming is more popular than movies. It's a bigger business as well. Funny actually, I took my PS4 to the UK, and my nieces became obsessed with Fortnite because I don't think anyone plays Fortnite anymore. But they became obsessed with it, so that's cool. I'm glad kids are not addicted to it as they used to be, because I think that was a bit bad for the kids, and I think parents should look at that as well. I think most of the parents are gamers as well. I think that's half the problem these days, isn't it? Hashim Cassie, what do you think is more forgettable? Superman Returns, Batman and Robin, or Catwoman? No, I don't think Superman Returns is at all forgettable. I really like the film. But out of those films, definitely Superman Returns, no disrespect, Hisham, shouldn't even be in that list. Superman Returns is a pretty cool, solid film. Batman and Robin has its issues, and I mean, Catwoman shouldn't be on any list. I mean, it's a terrible fucking film. It's not even Catwoman, is it? It's a fucking joke. And I mean, Halle Berry, asking Halle Berry if she would like to reprise her role. No. Halle, you're a good actress. I like that film where you took your breasts out. Wow, I was impressed, by the way. Got very excited. But yeah, don't come back as Catwoman. Bobcat, I'm seeing the Batman March the 1st. Wow. I'm excited for you. We'll be able to discuss it after that, eh? You're going to be shocked, Bobcat. This is not just another movie. People are going to be talking about this movie for a long, long time. Imagine the hype now, then think about after you've seen it. Hardeep Singh, I have faith in Matt Reeves that he can pull off cool villains in Batverse with CGI monsters like Man-Bat, Clayface. Man-Bat would be a great one. Clayface, etc. He's done a brilliant job with Apes movies. He used CGI before in Cloverfield. Oh, yeah, there's no question about his capability of doing all that. I just think he's looking at a gritty, realistic universe right now. But if he did Superman, of course, he'd be very proficient. Matt Reeves can do anything. He's an all-round great filmmaker. I'd love to see his take on Superman. I'm actually desperate for it right now, because I think Superman needs someone to do something that gets the character. And I think Matt gets DC as a whole. He certainly gets Batman. Henry, what movies are we looking for after Batman, Black Adam, Flash, and Aquaman? It's interesting what we got next year. We've got a Mission Impossible next year. We've got Top Gun 2, which I don't think anyone asked for, but then who asks for anything? We still get it. But yeah, they're squeezing the money out of that. Obviously looking forward to more DC content next year, really. Hisham Kashi, I laughed so hard when Sharon Stone fell out the window towards the end. Not only was a ragdoll thrown out, it was a male ragdoll. Bobcat, I wasn't sold at first, but the shot of Batman walking and he's just a shadow with fire behind him is amazing. You wasn't sold? Come on, Bobcat. Why not? Why not? No. Look. I think if you know Batman and you love Batman, you're going to love what he's done with this movie and how he sees Batman. You know, and I think anyone can come in and appreciate this man's genius. But as I say, very shocking movie. Very shocking movie. And the ending. Oh, yes. Bobcat and the Catwoman line, don't throw your life away. Don't worry, honey. I've got 9 of them. Yeah, that's a good one, isn't it? Maybe someone should tell her she doesn't actually really have 9 lives. Henrik, you are a crazy man. Henrik, Bobcat, you are a crazy man. Bobcat, goosebumps. Yeah, amazing. This is a Batman movie. It's about him, right? No other character gets this. This is through his eyes. It's through his perspective. It is a perspective movie, and I like the movies where our central characters are the central characters. A lot of stuff these days I hear about people talking about other characters and not the central characters, which is kind of annoying. Hardeep Singh, which actor would be perfect for Matt Reeves' Superman? You're a big Superman. You want to play iconic role. Just answer honestly with heart. Oh, yeah. Who could play a Superman? Listen, Superman's got to be an unknown all the time. Got to be played by an unknown. Nobody famous. I mean, there's actors out there who can still do it, like Brandon Routh. But I do think a young 23, 24-year-old we've never heard of would be great. Zach, how long was the Batman Penguin chase? A good length. I mean, I didn't time it or anything, but yeah, it's a good length. It's very satisfactory. Henrik, I also remember Grace talking shit about Matt Reeves, about talking too long to write a script. I remember that when they were all going on about Matt taking so long, and Warner Brothers had to come out, and Matt Reeves came out and said, "Listen, it's fine. He takes his time." That's what Matt Reeves did. We all knew there wasn't a problem, but they were trying to say he was going to quit. But this is what these people do. They go on to stuff that gets them clicks, likes, and views. That's all they care about. And she knew the bullshit. She knew it was bullshit. She knew what she was saying is bullshit. That's what makes it worse. Right, everyone. This has been Movies TV Mad. I'm Mick, your host with the most. Just ask your girlfriends and your wives. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you never miss this perfection. What we got here? Zach, will you give a spoiler-free review on Monday? Yes, I think I'm allowed to do that on Monday, ain't I? So I will attempt to do that, yes. Hashman me. I will watch The Batman on March the 2nd. Wow, that's awesome. Henrik, see you later. See you later, Henrik. Bobcat, see you, Mickey. Thanks for joining, Bobcat. See you again soon. So until I see you again, maybe later on today, maybe tomorrow. Goodbye. Au revoir. Auf Wiedersehen. See you again soon.